What's up, everybody? I hope this is for real. I hope it's legit because I literally was just watching something, man. Big news, like the missing minute from Epstein discovered. I hope this isn't clickbait, but Keith Edwards is really good, and he can get kind of clickbaity though, but you know he's pretty good. But I saw UK will recognize Palestinian state if Israel does not agree on a ceasefire in Gaza. And I was like, what? Okay, let's get educated together from the AP. Associated Press, my favorite newspaper. Starmer says UK will recognize Palestinian state unless Israel agrees ceasefire. Okay. Ends Gaza suffering. I think they left a word out. That's okay. The UK will recognize the Palestinian state. And you know it's good news when I'm letting English mistakes go. The UK will recognize a Palestinian state in September. In September? Wow, there's a deadline too? So it's not just like wishy-washy, go on forever bullshit. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to keep interrupting myself, I promise. We're going to read straight through, guys. The UK recognize, I'm just excited. UK recognize a Palestinian state in September unless Israel agrees to a ceasefire in Gaza, allows the UN to bring in aid, and takes other steps towards long-term peace, Prime Minister Keir Starmer said Tuesday. Starmer, who is under mounting domestic pressure over the issue God, I can't read, man. I gotta laugh. This like read is just getting worse. As scenes of hunger in Gaza horrified many Britons, convened a rare summertime cabinet meeting to discuss the situation there. It came after he discussed the crisis with President Donald Trump during a meeting in Scotland on Monday. I think I just need to slow it down. When I try to read too fast, I mess up. Trump told reporters on Monday that he didn't mind Starmer taking a position on Palestinian statehood. What he has in mind? Wow, things really are changing. That's crazy. Like, back in the day, like just like a week ago, he'd be like, he's joining Hamas. Starmer's joining Hamas. On his flight back to the U.S. on Tuesday, Trump said the two never discussed the UK potentially. What? This is what he told. Oh, okay, I see. He told reporters he doesn't mind, but they didn't speak personally. We have no view on that. Okay, that's good. Better than having a negative view. By the way, I wanted to get in before we get into the next few paragraphs. The reason this is big is because France has decided to recognize the Palestinian state as well, and they're going to recognize at the upcoming UN Security Council, I believe. I think it's Security Council. I'm not sure what the council is, but it's some kind of council coming up. Starmer said that Britain will recognize a state of Palestine before the United Nations. There it is, United Nations General Assembly. Not security, General Assembly. Unless the Israeli government takes substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza, agree to a ceasefire and commit to long-term sustainable peace, reviving the prospect of two states. Man, God bless. And I can't even say God bless Keir Starmer because we called him Kid Starver for a reason. Like he was on the side of the Israelis until literally just now. We were saying it's a genocide. Nobody listened. But I say we. I'm not a big part. The protesters are really the ones that put their bodies and livelihoods on the line to and the media people. But I try to do best I can with my little platform. But I don't have anything to risk or lose from this. But a lot of other people do, and my hat goes off to them. But these guys are Johnny-come-latelys. Like, yeah, I hate it, man. If they just listened to even a year ago, they could have saved these people's lives. Because the thing is, the devastating part, it's easy to get excited about this, but even if they let in all the aid in the world, and the guys are right now, those people's bodies can't even eat it because their body has begun the process of basically ingesting their stomach lining and their organs. And if you feed them, that'll make the death come even quicker. So these people are screwed. Which is what people were screaming for years. They wouldn't let any aid in. Just kept getting worse and worse. This includes allowing the UN to restart the supply of aid and making clear there will be no annexations in the West Bank. Damn, no annexations in the West Bank too? How is Trump going to square that? Because he took over $100 million from Miriam Adelson to allow Israel to annex the West Bank. And the UK is a pretty big ally. Wow, they're going to come to, is it loggerheads? They're going to come to a head at least. What is loggerheads? I've heard that. I just wanted to say that. I've never said loggerheads. I think it is loggerheads. I don't know. It seems highly unlikely that the government of Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu could meet the conditions. They just did not going to, which cut to the heart of the most intractable issues in the conflict. Netanyahu rejects the two-state solution on both nationalistic and security grounds. Well, I guess it's just going to be no Israel then, because the world is waking up. Israel is just one state with like 9 million people. Israel's foreign ministry said it rejected the British statement. Like, Israel's not a powerful nation. We're the only superpower on earth, but we just don't have presidents that rein this dog in. We're the dog. They're the tail. It doesn't go the other way around. The tail doesn't wag the fucking dog. The shift in the British government's position at this time, following, like, Israel's a fucking slave. They're just our conduit to the fucking Middle East. They're nothing. Our president, I get rid of them in fucking day one, cut off all aid. The shit, I'm sure saying that probably got my video pushed to the very bottom of the algorithm ranking. It'll never get seen by anyone. I don't give a flying fuck. At least I gotta get my thoughts out on the airwaves. Somebody will see it eventually. The shift in the British government's vision at the time, following the French move and internal political pressures, constitutes a reward for Hamas and harms efforts to achieve a ceasefire in Gaza and a framework for the release of the hostages. How? Is that what it does? Starmer also repeated UK demands that Hamas release all hostages it holds, agree to ceasefire, disarm, and accept that they will play no part in the government of Gaza. I accept. I love all that. I don't support Hamas. I've said it a million times. I don't know, who's going to be the government then if Hamas has to leave? Palestine still needs a government, but push Hamas out. Let them go somewhere else. Starmer said in let him go to Syria or something. Who cares? Starmer said in a televised statement that his government will assess in September how far parties have met these steps before making a final decision on recognition. I'm going to guess neither party is going to, here's how I think it's going to go. A little, just more of the same. Hamas agrees to the terms, but Israel act like they didn't, and to keep bombing, and then nothing will be achieved. But damn it, at least Starmer's trying. And I will never fault somebody for trying, even when it's too late. Britain has long supported the idea of an independent Palestinian state existing alongside Israel, but has said recognition should come as part of a negotiated two-state solution to the conflict. I wish a one-state solution was possible so fucking bad. Just Israelis and Palestinians sharing a new identity. Just making up something new. Letting the past go. But Starmer said Britain was willing to take this step because the very idea of a two-state solution is reducing and feels further away today than it has for many years. He said that, I want to read this in a British accent so bad. He said that despite the set of conditions he set out, Britain believes that statehood is the inalienable right of the Palestinian people. Man, everybody deserves statehood, don't they? Growing pressure on Israel. That's what they say down on the side. Israel. Pressure to formally recognize the Palestinian statehood has mounted since French President Emmanuel Macron announced that his country will become the first major Western power to recognize a Palestinian state. Over 140 countries have recognized, but I think 12 in Europe. But this is like the biggest, by far. As with France, Britain, recognition would be largely symbolic, but as part of a broader, it's pressure, damn it. It's not symbolic, it's global pressure. But it's part of a broader Europe because it's gonna start domino effect. Europe, damn it, I'm just not very articulate. I'm sorry, I got a lot on my mind. France and the UK are pretty big players in the Western world, right next to us. This will matter. Smaller states will fall in line. They'll see that as them setting an example. Their big brother. As with France, British recognition would be largely symbolic, but it's part of a broader European and global shift against Israel and could increase diplomatic pressures for an end to the conflict. More than 140 countries recognize the Palestinian state, including a dozen in Europe. Macron's announcement last week made France the first group of seven country, and the largest in Europe to take that step. Europe has widely soured on Israel over Gaza. Countries, including Ireland, which I love to death, Spain, which I love to death, and the Netherlands, have sought to aggressively pressure Israel to let in more aid and cease military operations. And I don't leave the Netherlands out from the love. I just don't know much about them. I just know way more about Ireland and Spain than I do the Netherlands. More than 250 of the 650 lawmakers in the House of Commons have signed a letter urging the British government to recognize a Palestinian state. Britain has a particular historic role as the former governing power of, British Mandate Palestine, of what was then Palestine, and the author of the 1970, Balfour was a piece of shit. He was an anti-Semitic piece of shit. He's one of the Jews gone, which backed the establishment of a Jewish homeland. Plus, he wanted support from Jews for the World War I. Foreign Secretary David Lammy said, said Britain bore a special burden of responsibility. You're damn right you do. We do too. Our support for Israel, its right to exist, and the security of its people is steadfast, Lammy told a meeting at the UN. I can't believe I'm having fun on a video about Palestine. That's never happened. Meeting at the UN in New York. However, the Balfour Declaration comes with the solemn promise that nothing shall be done, nothing which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of the Palestinian people as well. And colleagues, this has not been upheld, and it is a historical injustice which continues to unfold. France welcomed Britain's announcement. The United Kingdom is joining the momentum created by France for the recognition of the State of Palestine. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noel Barrot posted on X. Omar Aswadallah, assistant to the Palestinian Authority's foreign minister, welcomed Starmer's announcement. I love that they get to end the article, the PA. Welcomed Starmer's announcement and said the UK has a historic responsibility to recognize the Palestinian state and will be correcting a historic injustice, darn tootin', if it follows through in September. The Palestinian Authority has limited autonomy in pockets of the occupied West Bank. Guys, that's it. Nice article by Jill Lawless. Thank you, Jill. I think she did great. I enjoyed this immensely. It was a bit on the longer side for me, but I loved it. And I love the news. Thank you, Keir Starmer. You should have came around a year ago, bud. But like I said, I can't fault somebody for doing the right thing. See ya.